Hello students, today we are going to discuss a new poem, that is of course the last poem in your beehive. The Snake Trying. The title of the poem is The Snake Trying and the poet is W.W.E. Ross. Okay, I would like to ask you a few questions before I commence this explanation and poem. How many of you are not afraid of the snake? We usually get frightened when we see a snake, whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous. How many of you are not afraid? Of course, everybody is afraid. We don't think the moment we see a snake whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous. We may take it granted that the snake is harmful and we may try to chase it and kill it. Okay, that is human attitude. And you know one thing, snakes are afraid of us as we are afraid of them. Snakes are usually afraid of human beings as we are afraid of snakes. Okay, I would like to give you introduction of the poem so that you can understand it better. In the poem, the poet says that the snake tries to escape from being hit by the stick held by a person who is trying to kill it. That means the snake came out in search of food and it was seen by a person, by a human being, and as I told you, what is the nature of human beings? Try to kill instantaneously, immediately, and that human being also, person also tried to kill the snake holding a stick in his hand. He ran after it, and the poet wants to say that all snakes are not harmful. That snake tries to escape from the stick, chasing it. Stick means the person who is holding the stick, that means from the human being. And humans have a notion means attitude, okay, that snakes are dangerous. We usually think snakes are dangerous and try to kill them as soon as we spot them, we discover or find them, but we don't think of the truth of the, that means the fact behind the appearance of the snake, whether it is poisonous or non-poisonous. And the poet tells us how a harmless green colored snake, in this poem, a green colored snake is spotted by a human being, found by a human being. And the poet tells us how a harmless green colored snake tries to hide behind the green bushes in order to save itself. Okay, let us see the paraphrase of the poem. Now I am going to explain you the lines of the poem, and the new are the keywords, and I would like to explain you that in brief, and the literary devices that are being used by the poet in the poem. Shall we start? Look at this. The snake trying to escape the pursuing stick with sudden curving of thin long body. How beautiful and graceful are his shapes. Look here. What is the meaning of this word pursuing here? Chasing, following. In this context, chasing or following. And what's the meaning of curvings here? Twistings. So what does the poet want to tell us through this poem? What's being explained through these lines? The snake tries to escape from being hit by the snake. As I told you previously, the snake came out in search of food. A person had seen it, and the person tried to chase it holding a stick, and he ran after it, and the snake tried to escape. How did it try to escape? As the snake crawls, the snake usually crawls. Usually snakes crawl because they don't have legs. They have some kind of structures called scales, with help of which they can move very quickly, abruptly. And it tries to crawl. Its body twists. Its body curls means twists and turns, forming fascinating shapes. Here see, graceful means amazing, attractive, fascinating. Here the snake trying to escape the pursuing stick, that means the stick which is chasing it, that means from the human being here. And that how the snake tries to move, does it move straight forward in a curving way, twisting its body, and how beautiful and graceful are his shapes as it moves, twisting its body this way and that way. It appears to be very beautiful. Next, he means the snake itself. Snake is personified here. He glides through the water away from the stroke. Oh, let him go over the water into the reeds to hide without hurt. Small and green, he is harmless even to children. Look here, what's the meaning of the word glide here? Glide, moves. Okay. Next, stroke, hitting of the stick. Try to hit somebody. Here the snake with help of a stick. Reeds means water or marsh plants with thick stems. See, they are being described here, the water plants here. Okay, we call them as hydrophytes, the plants that grow in water. So through this poem, through these lines, what does the poet want to tell us? The poet wants to tell us that when the snake is being chased by a person, it immediately with a lightning speed tries to escape into the water nearby, through the water away from the stroke. From the stroke means hitting of the stick, that means a human is chasing it with a stick, trying to kill. Oh, let him go over the water. Okay, let him pass away, let him escape through the water into reeds. Reeds means, as I told, that water plants, to hide without hurt. Why it wants to run away from the person? In order to save itself, in order to protect itself. Small and green, how is the snake described here? The snake is small and of course green in color. He is harmless even to children. Actually, the snake which is being mentioned here is green in color, and green color snakes are usually non-poisonous, means harmless. They do not cause any danger to even small children. So it can be left, it can be what do you call this, it can be escaped. Next, along the sand he lay until observed and chased away, and now he vanishes in the ripples among the green slim reeds. Among the green slim reeds. Look here, vanishes. It's a very familiar word, of course not a new one. Vanish means go out of sight or disappear. What is being explained in this stanza? See here, along the sand, the snake is trying to escape from the person or human who is holding a stick in his hand. Till it was spotted means found or discovered. Till it was spotted and chased away by the person holding a stick. It lay, it remained quietly means silently, calmly in the sand. It did not make any noise or it did not move. It remained silent in order to save itself. Why did it do so? Why did the snake try to remain calm? To protect itself. Okay, to hide its identity. The snake disappears. Yes, he vanishes or vanished. The snake disappears in the ripples. It went into the water nearby, and ripples means when the water is disturbed either by throwing a stone or in any manner, some kind of vibrations are produced. You call them as ripples. See, here ripples are shown in the picture. and as a snake tries to get into the water, the snake disappears in the ripples of the water and hides in the green bushes. See how it's hiding. The snake itself is green in color as described in the poem, and green reeds. The reeds are also green in color. So it will be very difficult for anybody to find it out, to spot it out when it's hiding there. So it tried to hide in the green bushes of the marshy plants. Okay, in that way it tried to escape from the human being who is chasing it. Let us see what are the literary devices that are being used here. Okay, rhyming scheme. Let us see the rhyming scheme first. What is the rhyming scheme being used here? Rhyming scheme is totally absent. Why? You have come across this kind of poems in which rhyming scheme is not present. Why? Because this poem is written in completely free verse. When a poem is written, or the lines of a poem are written without any rhythm or any rhyming words, then it is said to have be written in free verse, and the rhyming scheme is also automatically absent. Look here, no words match. Trying, stick. See the last word of each line. Trying, stick, thin, beautiful, shapes. No rhyming, no rhythm. So no rhyming scheme, and so this poem is entirely written in free verse. Next, what is the second one? Transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is also explained or used in the previous poems. What's the meaning of this? The adjective used with a noun. If an adjective is used before a noun, referring to the noun or adding something to the meaning of a noun other than the one with which it is used or utilized there, that's what you call transfer epithet. So here, where transferred epithet is being used in the poem, look here, this phrase pursuing stick. Pursuing refers to the person who is in search of the snake, who is holding the stick and not the stick itself. The stick itself is not chasing the snake. The stick held by a person in hand is chasing the snake here. So stick is noun and pursuing is adjective, adjective plus noun, and this adjective is being used to explain or add to the meaning of the noun stick, or to explain what kind of stick is being used here, and so it is transferred epithet. Look here, the same is underlined and showed here clearly in the poem. Pursuing stick, adjective plus noun. Pursuing adjective, stick is noun. So transferred epithet is being used by the poet here. So here pursuing stick means not the stick itself. Literally, it is not the stick. It is the human being who is holding the stick and chasing the snake. Next, what is the next one? Third literary device. As usual, it's most common phenomena or literary device that appears in most of the poems. We come across alliteration. The repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words is called alliteration. In this poem, he is harmless. Look at this part of the sentence. He is harmless. H, H, ha. Ha sound is repeated here. Let's see the poem. Look here. Last line. He is harmless. H and H. Here H is consonant and repeatedly used in the consecutive lines. Of course, consecutive words. So this phenomenon is called as alliteration. Okay. Now I would like to explain you some of this poem. What does the poet want to tell us through this poem? In this poem, a harmless green. Harmless means non-poisonous. Harmless green colored snake. What kind of snake is being used here? Green colored. Remember that. tries to save itself from being hit by a person. When the snake is being seen by a person, immediately it tries to escape, and the person started chasing it with a stick in his hand, and the person is chasing it with a stick to kill it. What is the intention of the person running behind the snake with a stick? What's his motive? To kill the snake. That is the general tendency and attitude of human beings whenever we happen to see a snake. The poet says that the snake is harmless even to children, but the poet clearly mentions that the snake is being small and green in color, especially green in color, it is harmless, it is non-poisonous or non-venomous, and does not cause any harm to kids or small children also. Nothing to worry. People fear snakes, and when they see one, they try to kill with a stick. That is our attitude. The snake tries to save itself because it needs self protection. It tries to protect itself and hides behind the green. Usually the snakes, when we try to chase or try to hit, they may escape into some holes or bushes nearby, etc. And in this poem the snake tries to hide behind the green colored bushes or of marshy plants, water plants growing in the water nearby. It hides in the ripples of the water, the vibrations or the circles produced in the water due to disturbance, and in order to save itself, the snake disappears, vanishes behind the marshy plants, and that the poem ends. So the poet tells us snakes are also living creatures. We should not take it granted that all snakes are poisonous and try to kill them as and when we see. Okay, we must protect all living beings, live and let live. This phenomena, this motive is very important. Okay, I hope you have understood this poem well, and once again read this poem in your textbook. Okay, thank you.